Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you guys to a brand new episode of Sound Off, where we discuss everything in relation to hip hop and pop culture and everything in between. But in the meantime, since we just getting back on the stage, man, I'd like to introduce you to a couple of my partners. Let me start to my right. Go ahead and talk to them, fellas.
What's up, man? It's the hip hop god, Dion Galloway.
Sorry, Blair Smith.
Jesus Christ. Let's go to the left.
Yo, what in the world? I'm Lewis, man. I don't even know how to follow that up.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Harvey Cummings. Word. Let's get it.
Well, fellas, here we go. Another episode, brand new week. With this episode, though, I think we want to start off a little different this time, though. I think we want to do a little history lesson, because I don't know if you guys know. I don't know whether it's God's fate, but something just happened to fall on that's happening in Charlotte this week. This Sunday, August the 14th, got a group coming through. You guys, I don't know, you heard anything about it?
Huh? You want to fill us in?
I mean, you may have heard of them. It's like 1,000 of them niggas, and so, like, you should have heard of them at some point. They send bees away or some shit. Like, goddamn, wu-tang is coming.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Kill the bees. Protect your neck.
So,
Ain't the same Wu-Tang.
so what we decided to do in the midst of this foolishness that he's talking is sit here and go through and just talk about the group as a whole, man. Just do a little history lesson. Let's talk about where you were, what was going on, how did that happen? Because we talking about 1993, right?
No.
Jesus Christ. Do you realize 93?
23 years, man.
Do you realize a 93 baby is drinking liquor right now? This is how old, this is how long that 93 was ago.
Ain't that the last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl?
95. Let's get that right. Let's get that right. 95.
Nobody really cares about that historical fact either.
Bears.
Uh-oh.
Bears.
85.
Bears. Yeah.
We went to,
Since they were shuffling and shit.
We went to the
Super Bowl
in 2000.
Yeah, it got
I mean, the rest of
spanked.
y'all can say that.
I got spanked.
Shut
But
that
anyway,
shit
fellas,
up.
god damn it, we was talking about you wu-tang. Like, you done got me all off track. Alright? That was only one. But now let's talk about Wu-Tang in its whole, in its entirety, of what they mean to you guys individually. And I heard some little snickers over here, but I don't even want to start over here because he brewing something up over there. Let's start over here, man.
Let's start with me.
Yeah.
All right, so my experience with Wu-Tang came in 97. I was in middle school, and it was the Killer Bees video. It was the video for Triumph. And that was like the first time I heard of the group. Like I said, I wasn't on them at the time, and then I ended up getting the album Wu-Tang Forever. That was like my first, and then I went backwards and started listening to old Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, everything else, and then I started dissecting each individual, member, and it was a real diverse group. You had so many entities, so many personalities, so many rap styles in one group, and they all flowed together like Voltron. So, Wu-Tang pretty much set the standard for what's like a posse now, or that posse cut. But like what a posse as a whole is like what Black Hippie or the Dipset or different, Dungeon Family, these different crews when they assemble. So Wu-Tang pretty much, they put that in the foundation.
All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Harv made some good points. I think, kind of branching off from that Wu family tree as far as that posse is concerned. And then you have these intricate parts that come together to form this super group. Now, granted, there were some misses in the group, but other than the few misses, you had, a lot of strong MCs, Ray, Ghost, Meth, the Jizza, the RZA coming through on production for the entire album. That 36 Chambers album definitely still in rotation for me. Kind of made me want to go get a ski mask and roll one pants leg up on my sweatpants, but definitely a good album, man. I enjoyed it, and as far as a crew collective, man, that definitely a blueprint for other '90s groups to follow.
All right. Okay, slide to the side, blood.
Much like Harv,
My introduction to Wu-Tang was Triumph. I remember seeing the video as a kid. What was that used to come on BET?
Y'all making me
It was like
feel
the whole
so
video
old,
block thing that they used to do, like in the afternoons or whatever. I saw the video for Triumph, and I thought it was dope. And again, it's like hard having to kind of go backwards and listen to the catalog. Like my older brother's the one who really put me on to a lot of music, like very early. So even with him, Wu-Tang was another group, and I think it'd be fair to say they kind of ushered in what New York rap is for real, like very rough, rugged, very raw, very just raw, like just raw energy, balls to the wall kind of attitude, like yeah, shit's dope. And then what's crazy is even in the midst of all of them, there's really no weak links like in Wu-Tang. I mean, you got Ghost, you got Meth. No, there is. I'm not saying there isn't. But to be thorough, I mean, for the most part, like their clique is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghost, Meth, Raekwon, Jizza. I mean, amongst their entire collective, they got classics.
Right.
So,
Right.
But yeah, dope. One of those, I guess, fundamental or foundation kind of groups just in regards to hip hop and just rap in general. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
Just don't wait for the host.
Let's go.
Wu-Tang. They are the symbol of. They ushered in so much, man. Like groups, nicknames, style names. They combined movies, kung fu with hip hop. Like, just think about that, man. Who the hell would even think to combine that? Like, that's just absolutely genius, man. Like, the Wu-Tang is like I was introduced to Wu-Tang. Was definitely into the 36, and I remember playing it, and I remember playing the Method Man track, METHOD Man track, and my dad heard the track, and so he basically kicked down my door. Like, what the hell are you playing? I was like, it's Wu-Tang, man. You. Of course, he wasn't feeling it, but anyway, it was definitely, man. Like, I have so much respect for them, man, and just what they've done, what they've brought to the table in terms of like hip hop. Like you have to pay homage. You have to bow down and pay homage.
Okay. So as an overall collective, with you guys looking at 93, looking at where they were and that particular time and what they represented to hip hop at that time, would you guys call them, I mean, would you say that they ushered in a lot of different styles, a lot of different situations for other artists too, like individually, like not outside of the group effort, like each artist individually influenced someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you see that from that pack, or was it just something that was better as a group?
I would say there's definite influence from solo members of the group, and I think it'd be easy to tell who specifically. Ghost, Raekwon, Meth, Jizza, RZA, obviously, him kind of being the captain of the ship, if you will. But yeah, I definitely feel like even on a more solo tip, with a lot of them, they've influenced a lot of other artists.
I think Meth like introduced like the whole weed head aspect, like for real. Like nobody was really talking about like blowing like at the capacity he was talking about, man.
Right.
I think
Not on the East Coast.
nah, definitely not on the East Coast. Yeah, definitely in the West they would, you know what I'm saying, talking about. But when it came to smoking and it came to the East Coast, Meth was lighting up.
Then you had like the Wu affiliates, you know, like Capradonna and even like Redman and just everybody else that was always around, you know, different members. So definitely influence, yeah.
I think not so much from a definitely from a MC standpoint, but the RZA, you know, holding down production on that whole album, kind of ushered in and fathered you know, different producers, you know, and they may not say it, but me just thinking about it, like a Mad Lib or like a Dilla with strings and different chops and things of that nature. You know, you got somebody like Dion said that was blending hip hop and karate movies. He was sampling those movies, sampling the strings and things from those movies. You know, other producers like Havoc, you know, who you can listen to a Mobb Deep track or stuff that he having has done for other artists, and listen to that RZA influence.
Grungy.
Yeah, and even the Alchemist. So you got you have all those producers kind of coming under that tree. So Wu-Tang as a collective and individually, they got a lock as far as influence on the game.
Right. Okay. All right, so fellas, I guess it's safe to say that the moral of this story is this Wu-Tang tree has never ended. It's still growing. There's still fruit being produced off of that tree as we speak. So overall, I like to say, of course, we're going to give this 5 all day, like that whole 93 era, that whole album, end of the 36. It's 5 all day. Never be a question about it. Never be another group like it.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I give them 5s. Easy.
Legendary, man.
Easy.
All right, well, we'll be right back with on Sound Off. Welcome. The church. Yeah. They open right now. We like to welcome you back to this episode, The Sound Off. Right now, we took you back. We gave you a little history lesson just now, just something real quick, but we really wanted to touch on something brand new too. So we decided to sit here and talk about an album from a little cat from the West Coast. He rocked with a couple cats you might know. I don't know. Might be a low-key clique, What they call it?
Might have heard of it.
Might have. Black hippie, gypsies or something like that.
t.d.e.
I'm just kidding, guys. No disrespect, none whatsoever. We talk about t.d.e.'s own Schoolboy Q.
I feel like O'Shea.
Talking about this Blank Face album, man. We were trying to see what these fellas got to say about it. I don't know why I don't like talking to you, man, but I'll start with you, though.
I know why.
Why?
This nigga got nothing to do.
Motherfucker. Sorry. So anyway, Blank Face, LP. This nigga's. This is a.
Oh, wow.
This is a.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
This is a great album. All right. How can I describe this album? If you put Beyonce with Maya, Stacey Dash, Gloria Velez, and you just shake that shit up, that's what you get. This album is amazing. This album is amazing. All right, from beginning to end. It's like maybe one, like you can skip a track, but you don't have to skip a track. This top-notch album. Schoolboy Q, I salute you, man. You really put in work. You stepped up your bars. The beats have always been knocking.
It's Cali.
It's Cali. It's bars.
He busted
Tell you,
hard
bro.
from South
Hard. So yes, Schoolboy Q, Blank Face, very dope album. My favorite track, so many to name. Tukey Knows Too, Straight Ballin' Like a Bitch, Blank Face, Black Thoughts. I mean, John Muir, By Any Means, Whatever You Want, Ride Out, like the whole album, man. Yeah, lead the whole from beginning. Hey, Anderson .Paak, bro, you.
Never a whack track ever. I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're good. I'm done. You good?
Never a whack track. I'm not. Am I next? Never a whack track. You the host. My bad.
Y'all over here, I don't know what's going on in this episode, but I need to snap back and get back to this motherfucker. I mean, this shit. Lewis, since you've already introduced yourself, man, let's talk about it.
Excuse me.
God ain't gonna bless you.
That's what I get.
God ain't gonna bless you.
For talking out third. That is what I get. That's what I get.
Shit, my grandfather.
From my initial listen, I like Schoolboy Q. I'm a fan. I definitely think out of the crew, he might be the third or fourth best. Because you got him against Kendrick, J Rock, and Ab Soul. So it's not like he's in a crew of slackers, and to be third or fourth out of that crew, it ain't. That's not a knock. It's not a diss. But as far as production on this album, I kind of tuned into that. You got The Alchemist, you got Metro Boomin, you got Kanye on the track. So You got some heavy hitters on here. Just like Dion said, he stepped up the rhymes a little bit. And listening to him on Oxymoron in the first album, it's definitely a progression from those albums to this one. Blank Face to me, with Jada on it, is definitely a standout. A lot of the other tracks, like Black Thoughts, to me was definitely one of the standout joints. Because he definitely went in. I don't know what Dion is saying over there, but
I think
what? It felt like he was saying
I
something.
think he making music love to himself over here, man. Jesus Christ. Go ahead, man.
But yeah, man, the album was dope. Definitely not a first listen standout for me, but definitely after the second or third time, it grew on me. I definitely enjoyed the album. He did his thing. Salute to Schoolboy Q.
Right. We're gonna slide back to this right side right here. Blair, what's that?
Blank Face.
Little West Coast bias over here.
Just listening to the album objectively. I mean, Q already has a good catalog. Like, overall, he's got, honestly, I'd say overall, next to Kendrick, he's got the best catalog amongst t.d.e.
Easily,
yes.
yeah. So
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Blank Face, and if I had to break down all of his albums, for me personally, it would be number 2 next to Setbacks. Yeah, Blank Face, I think, is the album Q always wanted to make. Now that, him being signed to Interscope and being in the light that he is now, get bigger budgets, can get bigger production, can get session musicians, all that stuff. So, album is crazy, top to bottom. It's as aggressive as you would want from Q. Especially, like Dion had mentioned, the Groovy Tony joint with Jadakiss. Jesus. Never Change is probably my favorite record on the whole album. I'm kind of hoping they push it as a single, just because of the content of the record, and in sequence next to Black Thoughts, it like makes sense. Like if they were to put both of those records like as a visual component or something, like it'd be kind of crazy. But overall, very, very good album. A lot of growth on the album. Just like Dion had also mentioned, Q's raps are better on this album. I think it shows how hungry he is amongst his contemporaries. Even listening to the Black Hippie remix for that part, just my own personal opinion, I felt like Kendrick wasn't really saying anything on the record. Absol, I'm kind of not sure where he's kind of been at lately. Of course, J-Rock, he tends to deliver for the most part all the time. But Q, I mean, was really, like, out of all these Black Hippie remixes, this dude is snapping, like, on most of them. But this one, he really showed out.
It was social.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
man, like, he's in a good space right now. And just, like I said, the album is great. And Anderson .Paak, I think, also is another anchor on the album that makes it strong from top to bottom, from beginning to end. I think the Miguel record, they could have left off the sequence. Like, it's not a bad record, but I feel like it didn't need to be there. And they could have closed the album with Blank Face. But outside of that, man, dope album. Really, really dope album, and definitely the best amongst t.d.e.'s catalog, for sure. One of them.
Right.
So.
Oh, all right.
I was actually a big fan of Oxymoron, but compared this one to that one to this one, he definitely has his own sound. It's definitely like the personality, the production, like Blair said, like everything. It feels like he's reached where he needs to be. Like this is his first official joint. Definitely Blank Face. I like Tukey Nose. What I most like about it the most really is he's going real personal on this album. He's talking about his family. He's talking about his grandma and the crackhead uncle and everything else. But he's really getting personal. It's about a kid. Production is dope. Everything's dope. It's a good album. It's probably, to me, it could be a contender for the best rap album of the year so far. Like we midway. It's already August. And honestly, when I listened to it probably like a second time, it was like, all right, I can add this to that list with like the Anderson .Paaks and everything else. So definitely a contender, man. Like good job. So
Great.
Salute.
Oh, and plus like the rollout before, like the promotion, the marketing he did. He put out these short films. He put out like a lot of good stuff, man. It's like real creative, so they made it all together. And I already said like Q was one of the nicest on t.d.e. You know, so.
All right. So fellas, you know what this is. After all that, we've got all the information out, so we have to rate this particular album.
Okay.
Going to a 5.
I'm gonna go already with like a 4.3, blank face. It's solid, you know. It ain't got skippables, but I mean, I feel like skipping some of them sometimes. I don't feel like listening to all of them, but overall, it's a really good album. So I'll give it a 4.3.
I'm gonna go a notch above Harv. I'm gonna probably say a 4.5. I actually really like this album. I know that probably surprises a couple people on this panel, but the album was a little lengthy though. It was a little over an hour, about an hour and 15 minutes if I'm not mistaken. So it was a little lengthy, but the production was so good, the raps were so good. You know, all the Black Hippie, everybody delivered. Kind of like Blair said, you know, Q really stepped it up on the remixes. And definitely came through when he had an opportunity to shine amongst everybody. So definitely a 4.5 for me from production and a rap standpoint.
Cool. Galloway.
Yeah, ooh. Seems like we're going up as we get further this way. I'm definitely going a 4.8. 4.8, not yet a 5, but 4.8, man. I'm extremely impressed by what you produced, man. Like what you put out. I was expecting a good product because it is t.d.e, but I just wasn't expecting your growth like this type of growth, man. It's damn, son. Damn. Yes. 4.8.
I really appreciate the fact that t.d.e, they take their time to cook their music. Nothing's ever rushed out. Everything is very calculated. Top and between Dave Free and all those dudes, they're doing a real good job with continuing to develop those guys and all of that. So for me, Blank Face, I'd have to give it a 4.5. Dope album. Like I said, I think it's one of Q's best body of works. I mean, granted, he already has a stellar catalog, but this album is dope. Real dope.
So overall, looks like we're coming in at right, I guess about a 4.6, 4.65, somewhere right in there. That's fair. So overall, solid project, great production, great music. Now I do have to say one thing, just because of my old school boy Q love. I still miss my hating joint. Like, can I get a part, a continuation on that? You was one of the saltiest brothers I ever heard in my whole entire life on that song. But it was dope though, because I probably felt the same way. At some point in time in my life, I felt that same way. So anyway, Schoolboy Q is nothing but love. And we'll be right back on Sound Off.
I feel like OJ.
Well, I know you feel the fear, son, but we got to get on to this episode. We thought we'd go into right now at the end of this show because we're gonna pretty much wrap it up with it. So, because it's gonna be a pretty much full-fledged conversation. I think you guys agree.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right. Me and my guys here, we were in a debate about something right here, like because we got don't pay my eyes no attention, but there's some boom babbers over here, and there's some other people that like a more eclectic version of the thing we call hip hop. But we were looking for something that came after.
That dead period.
After. Dead period. You remember when they told y'all to get all that light and bread and all that shit, and then get your computers right and all that? Oh, yeah. The millennium was about to go to.
Y2K.
Yeah, like the whole world was about to blow up.
Nothing.
Not a damn thing happened. I woke all this bread and it's finna go bad. But anyway, we woke up with a little idea to talk about all the best hip hop groups after the year 2000.
Sit and think about that.
Now, you gotta let that marinate
about
for a
that,
minute.
right?
That's not something that's gonna easily just come to you.
You're gonna be like, oh,
and you can just ring out something and just throw it out there, because it's not gonna happen like that. But we finna put it in these guys' hands. So, You guys are the voice of the people, right here.
I want to defer.
You
I don't
deferring
see
it?
what they
Are
got.
we doing hot potato?
Wait.
hot
I want to
potato?
see what they got. I want to see what they got. I really. Ooh, this was hard.
I probably,
doing?
and to Dion's credit, it is hard. I definitely probably struggled the most with this one. I got nothing. I really don't. I got.
That is very legit.
I got nothing. As far
understand.
if we're talking about hip hop groups, first and foremost, a collective of people that prior to 2000 that had standout classics or had standout careers, or at least honorable mentions of albums and careers. Something. Give me something. The only two that I have, honestly, and I'm quite sure that these may be repeated. They ain't got no choice but to repeat them, or maybe discredited Little Brother, and the Clips. Definitely two of my favorite. I'm sure the Clips, is gonna be repeated. I know Little Brother might be.
Oh yeah.
I'm the boom bapper that this dude was.
Hey, I
shifting
didn't say nothing, man. My cataract was acting up.
My cataracts.
It's time for me to take my medication.
So for me, I think those two groups post 2000, were two of my favorites. I honestly, for real, I stopped listening to hip hop in like '98. For real, like everything was was crunk and finger snapping and the Pool Palace and
went downhill quick.
all that. It and shiny suits. So I just I was stuck listening to stuff from the early '90s, but I'm quite sure
Stuck in the '90s.
I'm quite sure my my fellow panelists will have some more interesting stuff, but that's all I got, man.
Hey, since we on that side of the road,
Oh man. First of all, Little Brother's the list of niggas in my top 5 albums of all time. Well, since you're talking about Little Brother, definitely Little Brother was on my list. Beyond North Carolina, like one of the greatest hip hop groups. They've had bodies of work, and
Too soon.
way too soon.
We need another one, fellas. Sorry.
I'm just piggybacking, like I said, like because you already know we talk about Clips, because that was early 2000s, 3 wonderful albums. But I want to talk about just some honorable mentions or some other notable ones. But I was a real fan of the Cool Kids.
Okay.
They had a moment.
They had a moment.
They should have kept on it, man.
This was like post MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
They rode that wave on the Rhapsody and stuff like that. Definitely the Cool Kids. Nothing after that really for like substance wise. I mean, I can't put Travis Porter and like Ray Shrimp.
Oh my God, Travis Porter.
And that's this year.
Jesus, no.
But can I count the Dipset? Can I count the Diplomats? They had Diplomatic Immunity,
right?
I mean, that was a wonderful,
No.
and you see what already came up from that.
Yeah.
But
No.
a G Unit, but
G-Unit?
Yes, that's definitely
But
it. Those are credible groups.
I'm sorry.
Those are credible groups. All right, Blair.
Like Lewis said, we're gonna be doing some repeats, but Clips for sure. 3 albums, consistent. I mean, some people could probably argue it, but they got classics. Lord Willing is a classic. They'll have no periods is definitely
Yes, it is.
a classic.
Keys open
And
doors.
even Till the Casket drops is, I mean, I would definitely put it on that same tier. Of course, Little Brother. And you got to understand, me being from South Los Angeles, when I first heard Little Brother, I just thought it was some of the dopest shit in the world, and never even once thought I'd be in the state that they're from, let alone having broke bread with Ninth Wonder before and Fonte on separate occasions. And yeah, I mean, Little Brother is incredible. I wish they kept that going. Like, I honestly feel if they decided to just quietly make another album
It would
and just
go
drop
bonkers.
that shit like
It
as a
would
surprise, like it would fuck everybody up.
Yeah,
and I know it
absolutely.
would be so good too. And then the other group that nobody's mentioned yet that I have to add to that and this is a little bit more personal, with me being from LA, but Pacific Division, Pac did.
Pac did.
I feel like them as well, just like Little Brother, they had every single component to be up here. Records were just hidden. The raps were solid. Apparently they're working on a new project, so we'll see what happens. But I think if they had just kept that run going, man, those dudes, they would have been, instead of being just here, they would have been all the way over there. So yeah, definitely have to put Pac Div on there as well.
Right.
So. And well, I mean, Slum. My last group would be Slum Village. I mean, I guess we could put.
You can't. They after 2000. I mean, they before 2000.
Were they before 2000?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Fantastic One.
One and
It
Two.
did come out before then. All right, never mind. Scratch that. Yeah.
You out there reaching. Come on. All right. Clearly the Clips, Little Brother, these are all people that we've all identified with. I'm going to go Strong Arm Steady. They've dropped gems. Young Bloods, they've dropped gems from Atlanta. Holy shit. And then after that,
Right.
I'm going through every state I can think of. G-Unit is an honorable mention. I think G-Unit is an honorable mention. Unfortunately, I mean, 50 Cent dominated that group, so.
Buck was out here.
Buck, I mean, it was cool.
What about Banks?
Buck was
Banks
out
is
here.
Banks is cool.
best
You
rapper.
know what? Banks
Oh,
is the best rapper.
definitely
His
the best
presence
rapper.
on the track isn't where it should be because his lyrics is just so.
Shout out to Buck though.
Shout out to Buck.
Shout out to Buck.
Young Buck, he's tough.
Them Buck called 50 Cent crying on. Anyway.
Yeah.
Man, god damn, we talking about rapping.
we talking about music. We talking about music. I'm really after that, after Young Bloods, Cunnilinguists for people that's from the underground. They are Jesus Christ. Yes, Cunnilinguists. Man, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I'm shooting blinks.
That's all you got?
I'm R. Kelly. I'm shooting blinks.
Oh my god.
Pause.
Jesus.
Do not
Christ.
tag R. Kelly in this video.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. All right, so fellas. Now I'm listening.
What you got? Isaac?
I'm listening to all you fellas, and I think I got what I think is a clear synopsis of this whole issue that you guys may have been struggling with from this time period.
What about Swisher House?
I was definitely gonna say
Was
Swisher
that
House.
2000?
Yes, no Swisher House.
Swisher House.
With,
That was-
with Mike Jones and them boys.
Well,
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And Slim Thug and Paul Wall. But what the whole problem is, the 2000 was a tough transition for a hip hop fan. Do you not agree?
Very
Absolutely.
tough, man.
So what happened is we went like this is when this I don't want to say the South just absolutely just took themselves and just put themselves right here and smack dab in front of you. But not just the South that you were used to, not the UGK South, but the flashy South. I'm talking about people with money. I'm talking about people with cars and all this type of stuff. The beats changed, the tracks changed, and this is where everything transitioned to. So what happened was the lyrical guy got kind of kicked out of the mold. If that's what you agree.
Yeah.
As far as because when we talk about successful, because we can talk about greatest based on personal opinion, but if you're talking about the success levels of groups in that particular time period, it was all based on. Of course, we had. Oh my God, I'm gonna pull in some groups that you guys probably don't even like.
Oh shit.
Let's go to the book.
Oh shit.
Probably not gonna like it.
You probably not gonna like them. Like I said, do you guys consider Boys in the Hood a group back then?
They were a group, but
They had a moment.
like
They had a solid album.
They
what
had that
two
video.
people left. Oh, Jeezy left, and then they sold
Hey,
their
was it an
way.
album? Was it an album? Did they make an album?
They did. That was a dope ass album.
It
was a dope ass. I can't.
Like
I'm
what
not
I'm
gonna
talking
I
fuck
don't know.
with it,
I've
dog.
never heard that album.
Okay, Purple Ribbon All Stars. The Purple Ribbon All
Yes.
Stars. Purple
Yes.
Ribbon All
The
Stars.
Road to
Purple
Riches
Ribbon.
album is Yes.
And how about DTP as a collective? Like
that
they
album was trash.
Yeah, they had the Growing
I don't
Pains
know
is
if I
still
remember that
in
album
heavy
either.
rotation everywhere you go. Growing Pains you gonna hear
Could you put
everywhere you go.
D12 in that category? Was that after 2000?
I would definitely
Yes.
put
I
D12
think,
in
yeah,
that.
D12.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's a
Yeah.
pull
Yeah.
from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Well, Midwest.
D12. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Were they? I've never heard a D12 album though.
What was with the
D12
purple
World. D12 World.
some purple
Purple Hills. Purple Hills.
Purple Hills or something.
That's
like
probably the only song I know from that.
I see some video, baby.
that. And I got one more group, and I know you hear the consensus. It's all Southern, but they were dominating at this point in time. Goddamn, Lil Jon and the East Side boy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, y'all went in the club after 2000 with your shirt off and shit.
Probably
Breaking it
not,
around the
yeah,
head,
no.
like jumping around like a motherfucking fool.
I had a white
Wearing your
tee.
6X white tee.
yeah, 6X.
Your white tee that
And,
came down.
Drinking out of the gas.
Doing all kind of.
we
No, I
done-
wasn't
we done-
drinking out of the gas can. But I was definitely
We had a
heel
couple
toeing my
fights, man,
ass
when,
off.
like,
I
when,
heel
like, throwing up,
toed
come on.
my ass off for the longest. Heel toe was that thing right there in that particular time. But anyway, I was heel
Bro, that
toed
is
my
a
ass off.
struggle, man. Can we name the trash ones? D4L. I'm so glad your ass ain't around no more.
Laughing Taffy.
Okay. Before you
Shorty
get off on
Water.
that, this is how we gonna. Somebody that you wish never existed in the 2000s.
Listen, how much time we got?
This is how this is how we going out. Pick your group that you thought was totally trash, and you was like, damn, you made it, but you shouldn't have.
Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Ooh,
Hey,
come to the front of the goddamn church.
Wow.
garbage, man.
I try not to even acknowledge and listen to the foolishness. So I don't know. I can't think of nobody, man.
Who was the niggas that did Party Like a Rock Star?
The Shop Boys.
Shop Boys.
That whole era of
What was it? Cali Swag?
Cali Swag,
the snap rap,
to teach me how to judge. Who teaching me how to judge?
Teach you how to.
all of them.
Atlanta, right? Like
And the
let's-
Jerk
let's-
Boys,
let's
or
be real, though.
the
Atlanta really-
jerk.
Oh, man, I was-
That's Cali, right?
Atlanta really hurt.
Man, no disrespect to Cali, but them little boys that got out the bed too early. They should have laid down a little longer. They wasn't ready. They should have laid down a little while longer. They wasn't ready to hop about the
That
boys.
was before Nipsey and them came. That's before.
You are absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, he's saying it. He's like, get off me, man. Get off me, get me out this corner.
They had that little.
Get off me.
Yeah, Cali
Get off
coming
me.
strong lately.
Yeah,
Cali
they-
came.
But you
Yeah.
still taught us how to jerk.
And you
Yeah,
gotta
you
understand how like
definitely-
Eminem put Slaughterhouse together as well.
You definitely
Slaughterhouse, yes. They never like their albums are
That mixtape was fire.
pretty
The album
bad,
was
but
cool.
like
I thought the first album was alright.
They all sound like individual albums that they tried to compile verses together to make songs.
And
It
that
just
would
doesn't
probably
make
be,
sense.
absolutely, that would probably be my knot with Slaughterhouse, because they are rapidy rap dudes. Like
Boy.
it's too much rap for one track. Like it's a lot of
They're
rap.
trying to like out
too much
punch
rap. I
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
know.
it's a lot
The
of
boom
rap.
bap will be overloaded with rap.
It's
The
coming
boom bap.
around.
It's too much rap.
Can I just say one more? I lost my train of thought. Dipset is not a great group. Their first album, Diplomatic Immunity, that double CD, they had what, maybe 22 tracks total? I probably listened to 8 of those at best. 8 of those at best.
So
That's one
disrespectful.
of my favorite
That
records.
shit,
So
is, that shit is trash. And if it wasn't for Cameron, y'all would still be security guards.
Man, that's rough. That's rough. Real quick, if nobody has anything else, which I'm probably sure everybody does, Forestville, Maryland, Godzilla, great group from that area, real dope dudes. They came out a few years ago, but they sick, man.
Word.
Yeah.
All right.
Doppelgangers drop more than one more album, and y'all will be in there.
This is a group out
Peace,
in
kid.
Cooley High.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we just
Prime,
magically coming up with groups now.
Prime.
We didn't
Oh, yeah,
we
we
didn't have
know.
nothing. We didn't have nothing
Prime.
when I needed something.
What's the 5 9 and
We didn't have nothing when I needed something.
Run the Jewels.
I was just about to say.
Run the Jewels,
yes, Run the Jewels, yes.
So now all of a sudden we just got all the groups
we
in
got
the
it,
world.
man.
We just trying to
We
make
just had to
sure
get the
we know.
juices
Just had to
going.
be on the end. We just had to be on the end.
Yeah, just had to get the juices.
And then of course, the Migos.
I get it. Yeah, Migos most definitely.
Yes, Migos.
I wanna say something. Oh, Oh, yeah.
3-6 Mafia, I love y'all.
Well, that's 92.
That's
Come on,
it.
man.
Yeah, we big booty.
Sorry, old people.
All right, man. We're getting the message.
Yeah. Game over. Lights out. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Sound Off. We will catch you again next week.
I feel like Kobe.
You a jerk.
That was like post Soldier Boy.
Really